Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise today on behalf of a farming family of the Yorke Peninsula, on behalf of the farming community of the Yorke Peninsula and on behalf of the farming community of the state at large. Astute observers may have noticed an excellent article Pastorville farmers Neil and Jackie Harrop featured in the November 2 edition of the Advertiser, celebrating what had appeared to be the end of an almost 2-year courtroom battle over access to their generational freehold farmland. Unfortunately, the exploration company has since indicated that it intends to renege on that out-of-court settlement, forcing the Harrops back to court to ensure that their own freehold farmland be remediated to the condition that the miners found it in before they forced their way in. Heaven knows, Mr Speaker, that should be the absolute bare minimum that a miner feels morally compelled to do. Adding insult to injury, the mining company launched a civil claim against the Harrops, alleging that they held up mining operations and cost the exploration company money in the process. I feel compelled to vouch that the Harrops did no such thing and acted as respectful hosts despite the fact they never wanted the miners on their land to begin with. And then finding that their unwelcome guests had the audacity to accuse them of such a thing. Surely someone that intrudes upon another person's property with the aid of a court order would be going to extraordinary lengths to do the right thing by that person. Unfortunately, in this case, that did not happen. And of the 22 court-ordered conditions, the mining company failed to meet a litany of them, including failing to rehabilitate compaction on the land, drilling more holes than the court allowed and refusing to pay the correct compensation thereafter. Extraordinary, Mr Speaker. Competing land uses are a complex conundrum, but adhering to court-ordered conditions should be non-negotiable. I find it extraordinary that this company received barely a slap on the wrist in this case and were allowed to continue drilling and operating as if nothing had happened. To my mind, this example alone, never mind the plethora of other examples, highlights the need for an independent regulator for the mining industry. Separate from the department, who can enforce conditions upon mining companies without the need for small family farming businesses to have to haul large mining corporations off to court in order to have their rights upheld. This new government is the party of business, and these viable, successful family-owned businesses cannot operate without certainty. No business can. Landowners in regional South Australia need stronger rights so that they can operate their business confident in the knowledge that they'll be able to continue to do so without the interference of government or court. As I have publicly stated, I believe the current mining bill before the House does not go far enough, a view shared by more than 300 farmers from practically every district across the electorate who recently attended a farmers' forum in Maitland to discuss access rights by mining companies on prime agricultural farming land. My support for the new provisions for this Act, which are currently before the House, will be contingent upon being able to ensure that what had happened to the Harrops can no longer happen or can be inflicted upon my community or indeed any other farming community in this state. In its current form, I will find it very difficult to support the mining bill. Landowners in regional South Australia need stronger rights, and Neil and Jackie's ordeal is the best example of why this is the case. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Question for the House.